Good afternoon and welcome to a Midweek Refuel with Hydrant Church. My name is Tim. I'm the pastor here, and we are so grateful just to spend a few minutes to encourage and inspire and invite you into a continually deeper connection with Jesus. Last week, as we wrapped up our series of messages called Warrior Code, we talked about finding peace within our pain. And we referenced the passage in John chapter 20 where Jesus kind of breaks into the room. He comes in through the locked doors and he says to the disciples, "Peace be with you." And then John records this really strange moment. It says that as he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hands and on his side. And they were filled with joy when they saw the Lord. And again, he said, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I am sending you." Then he breathed on them. He breathed on them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit." This is a strange passage at any time. Other than the extreme circumstances that COVID has created, where we're wearing masks in public and we are doing everything we can to keep people from breathing on us or to being even close to us in normal circumstances. Can I be honest? Someone breathing on me is still kind of gross. I don't like to have people that close to me that I can feel their breath. I don't want to smell your breath. I don't want you that close. Like if we are going to have lunch, I want to sit on the other side of the table from you. I want just a little bit of space. So it seems really strange to me that John would say that it was so important to record this fact in this story. He just has this very limited space to tell us about this story. He doesn't include a ton of facts, but one of them is Jesus breathed on them. Jesus breathed on them. Maybe he had some kind of supernaturally clean breath, good smelling breath. I don't know. But I realize that as I dig into this a little bit, it's connecting us back to Genesis chapter 1. God created everything. He's speaking things into existence. He speaks and light appears. He speaks and the earth is created. He speaks and the animals fill the air and the land and the sea. And he says, "This is good." And then he creates man and woman from the dust of the ground. And it tells us there in Genesis that he breathed on them and they were alive. We breathe in oxygen, breathe out CO2 every day. We're breathing to be alive, to live. But there was a time in the Garden of Eden when those breaths were also filled with the Spirit of God. God had breathed on them. And they breathed in and breathed out his Spirit and his life. And then sin broke down that connection with God. And in some ways, we have been gasping for breath ever since as a species. Humanity has been desperate, looking for something to give us that breath of life. We look at success, we look at achievements, we look at relationships and accomplishments and careers and stuff. And we go chasing after all of these things, hoping that they will fill our lungs with the breath of life, something that really means something. And as we gasp for breath, trying to catch our breath, there is this offer, this moment when Jesus, as the Son of God, once again breathes on his disciples and they receive the Holy Spirit. And he is offering and willing to breathe into our lungs the breath of the Spirit, the breath of true life. It's where we find joy. It's where we find peace, even in the chaotic, uncertain, and painful times such as these. When we find that peace within, then we can answer the call. And we too will be like the disciples that hear Jesus say, "Peace be with you. As the Father sent me, I am sending you as agents of peace." Not as agents of law, not as agents of right behavior, not as agents of control or manipulation, not of agents of argument or proving you're right. We are sent as the Father sent Jesus to bring peace. When we've received that breath, we go and we bring peace. So go in the grace and peace of Jesus. And may you sense his breath in your lungs, giving you life.